Good morning. I hope this shows up. This is not the prime condition to be doing this because I thought I would be done before the sun popped up, but I'm going to be working in the sunshine, which I don't do when I'm sinew backing. I have prepared the bow extremely carefully. I rounded the edges so the sinew that goes over the edges will have, it won't have like a sharp corner. I scratched up the back with a saw, and I just finished sizing it. Now, prior to setting up all this, I degreased the bow in a strong lye solution. In my video, I say 1 ounce of Red Devil lye for each quart of water. I actually use 1.5 ounces, a little stronger mixture. So take that under advisement. And then after that, rinsed it off really well. And in the previous video, I think I said Dove detergent. I use Dawn detergent. It begins with a D. If it's good enough for a greasy duck, it's good enough for a bow. And so I wound up sizing it after I heated the bow with my heat gun, because I want my glue mixture to soak in as best as possible. On a hardwood like Osage orange or mulberry or black locust for that matter, you have to give it every opportunity to penetrate the surface. So I used a thinned mixture. And then following this, I'm going to use this to replenish the glue in my main pot. So this is not going to be wasted. I just make a thin glue mixture, maybe put a few drops of Dawn, I almost said Dove again, detergent in here to help it soak in, and then use this to replenish it. Now I have been waiting a little bit for it to dry somewhat. Following the thin mixture, then I sized it with the thicker stuff, good surface. Normally, I would wait till it's fully dry and then wet a finger and see if it sticks, but I know it's going to. In combination with my sizing layers, the glue that's going to be on these little bundles of sinew when I stick down, gonna make it so it's not a dry joint. I consider the people that did this a long time ago, sometimes they would take a ball of dried hide glue and just stick it in their mouth and let it kind of melt and then paint it on like a crayon. So compared to that, this is like totally 100% good way to do it. So I took my 2.7 ounces of sinew. I still have some left, you can see. When I reach the point where I need to make more of these smaller bundles, I'm going to take a little break and then wash my hands because I get a great amount of glue stuck in my hands. These are of random length. I believe it helps, make a smooth surface better. In the case of this highly stressed bow, I'm not going to just overlap it an inch. I'm going to go a little further, help reduce the shearing motion. Now on this bow, again, because it's highly stressed, I'm going to use smaller bundles and do it in like a brickwork in multiple layers to make it stronger. If this was a lighter weight bow, a longer draw length bow because it's longer, I would probably, do a speed process and make it wider and do this almost in one layer, starting at the handle and then overlapping it width to width, all the way, instead of doing narrow bands. There's probably going to be 5 courses on this. I always, sometimes, start the sinewing process on the sides because I am starting out fresh. I am fresh, and so my chances of making a very beautiful edge are greatest at this point. After an hour of doing this, I'm almost ready for it to be done, and I can't say for certain that I'm going to be, the most careful along the edges, but I'm going to do the edges on this first. This process is going to take me probably over an hour, and I don't have editing, and so I'm going to do a little bit of it, and then just click it off and then go to town. I like to have, whoa, that's hot. Not so hot that the sinew is going to curl up. And so I shall take one of these things, and how I do it, and stick it in there. If it curls up, it's too hot. I'm going to turn my heat off here. Actually take this off, let it cool down a little bit, and let's see here, not curling up. I usually count to 20. This is extremely hot, I mean, considering how I usually roll, and so I'm not going to just hold it in there. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit. If you put it on and it's twisted, it's going to cause separations. It's not going to be a good layer. So how you do this flip, getting it out and combing it with your fingers, you can actually kind of comb it out by just squeezing. Determines how straight these are, how like non-braided they are. I like to have it as flat as possible. In this way I don't need to go back and comb it somehow. Let's start right there. Sticking good. Always parallel, always parallel. I waited a little longer, you know, than I'd normally do. I'd throw it right on there, but I wanted to show you. How far I go down over the edge, it's not great. It's not halfway down the edge, it's just breaking the surface. Number 1, 150 to go. Grab another one of these things. Hopefully my glue cooled down. It's always a matter of heat control. It's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Taking my fingers, moving them apart so the glue can get to where my fingers are. There we go. And the flip, bring it out and straight down. That way it's not going to be twisted, braided. It's soft, it's pliable, it's flat. It's perfect. Overlapping. Using my left hand as a guide. It's bonding to the other layer of sinew really well. I like the center of these things. There we go, perfect. Oops, I just unplugged it. Of course I can do it on my fingers. If it soaks for longer than 20 seconds, you're good. I do it symmetrically. I'm going to start at the handle, overlapping this thing. Working in the sunshine is definitely not good. But it is what it is. And so I'll just kind of show you that. Well, no. Patterns. Patterns. I'm going to do one down the center. Why not? From the edges, I do the centers. Sometimes it's a good thing to take a metal piece of wire and have like a little thing going down here so you can just drape it over there and then you don't have to have your fingers stuck in it. Center bow. Holding it down in the center and then pushing it down, keeping everything straight. I'll grab it on the center because whoa, it's all slippery. And I just kind of goofed it up. It's hard to hold. And so I've got my edge started, got the center, and then I'll continue along the edge. Not necessary that I work this edge all the way to the tippity tip. And then once I get the edge, then I'll do the center, and then overlap it, overlap it, overlap it. When I get close to the tip, I don't want to have it running beyond this, and so I'll start it here and then go back over, and then the next ones will start kind of a skew of this, so it's a brickwork pattern. Plenty of videos on YouTube to show you how to do that. This thing is sticky, so the sizing works. I'm going to say adieu right now. I need to concentrate. I need to make bunny tracks while this is getting sunnier. You shall see me again. Thank you for watching.